Zero and Amy K, 194, and we're going to get into speed therapy. Now, it's not an uncommon thing for us to do on the show where we do group therapy, and for like 10 minutes, a member of the Playhouse family has our undivided attention. We try to kind of crowdsource their issue. But in speed therapy, we're going to rip through a whole lot of people in that same period of time. You're up first, speed therapy. Go, 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 go.
So this is what I want to know is, what are the rules on grandparents as far as telling your kids what to do? Because if anybody else tells my kids what to do, then they're in deep doo-doo. But somehow, since my parents raised me, they feel like they have some sort of free reign to do whatever they want. I mean, my dad, the other day, I'm sorry, I can't believe this. He actually gave my 7-year-old a swat on the butt because he knocked over a bowl while running through their house. I mean, kids will be kids, and I don't touch my kids. But since he's from a different generation and he's my dad, I let it go. But it's been eating me up, and I don't know. I'm thinking about having a talk with my dad about spanking. I basically just wanted to know if anyone had any thoughts or advice for me.
I think you have a talk with your dad. I do agree. I would be very upset if I found out my mother or my mother-in-law spanked Brooks. I do not want to do that. I feel like you scare your kids. Scaring your kids is not going to help as punishment. You can have talks with them. How would you feel if you got hit every time you had a mistake? No, have some respect. My mom she spanked my niece, and my other niece tattled on her and told me. And I said, she's no longer watching her grandson anymore. And I asked my niece if she'll be my new babysitter.
I do think there's a handful of those core topics, and that's probably one of the bigger ones that you can just cover and be like, hey, this is how we do things differently in our household. We don't spank, we do this instead. That's probably the main exception to this thought. And I think when you leave your kids with the grandparents, you should probably anticipate they're going to handle them the way they handled you. And that environment will probably be similar. And it's a little bit of their house, their rules thing. My main thing, the asterisk, would be the spanking. I think you can say, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm not saying there shouldn't be any discipline. Yes, you could still discipline a child. But if you do no spanking, you tell them. We don't do any spanking.
Like a cat spray bottle. Psst, psst.
Okay, no, but
off the couch. Psst, psst.
There's other things.
Speed therapy. Go, 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 go.
Well, I just wanted to talk about a sort of a secret that my family had that we've kept from my daughter her whole life. It's kind of sad, and we're disagreeing on whether she should even be told about this. So I'm just like looking to sort of pick everyone's brain out there and see what the consensus is. So when I gave birth to her, I was actually pregnant with twins at the time. I don't really want to get too specific, but let's just say that her twin sister passed when she was just a few weeks old. So what brings this up again is my mother kind of made a comment accidentally, and I know my daughter sort of heard it, and she looked a little confused. And, again, she never knew that she even had a twin sister. We've never told her. So now this opened up a discussion in our family again as far as, whether she needs to know. Like, I've always kept it quiet. I just don't even think she should know. But, maybe now that she's getting older, should we tell her? I don't know.
What if I remember your social media message correctly? You said she was about 13. Now, what would be the reason she doesn't know? Just out of curiosity, what would be the reason not to tell her?
That were me, as a daughter, and my mother had told me that. I don't know how I deal with it, and I just think I would never want to know that.
I just want to recap because it was kind of hard to understand. So when she was pregnant with twins, and she lost a twin, right? And now
after a few weeks of birth. So a few weeks old.
Okay. Yeah, why would you not tell her?
Yeah, I think it's probably, I could be off base here. I'm guessing all the emotions tied to it are yours.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was hard on you guys. But she doesn't know this person. Like, I think it would be interesting for her to know, and I don't know why you wouldn't have told her. I think it's okay to tell her. It's good. Maybe do it. Make it a group effort. Make sure your husband's involved, maybe.
Are there not baby photos? Like of her and her twin sister or brother or the twin there?
And that'd be a cool thing to show her, I think. I think that'd be a special thing, and I think that, she's probably old enough now that she'd even be able to understand why that was so hard for you to talk about for so long. I think you tell her.
Someone even said, absolutely, she should know. Why did they keep it from her from the start? And maybe it was just hard for mom to talk about, but I do think like looking at photos, if I ever found out that I had a twin, I would want
Be
to
kind
know.
of cool to know that,
Yeah.
right?
And I wonder if you feel like there's like a missing piece to you. Like, oh, that's why I felt like I was missing something.
That gives me chills a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speed therapy, you're up.
Basically, here's what's happening. My daughter, she's in high school, and of course has self-esteem issues, but it has to do with something that we can change. It's her smaller chest size. I'm a single mom, and I really have been considering, moving forward with getting her breast implants. If I can do something about it, I want to. But I'm wondering if it's better if we wait until she's 18 and out of school.
I don't think anybody would.
If it's more beneficial to do it sooner than later.
I don't want to
What?
cut you off. I don't think anybody would do that for you before 18. I'm almost certain. I do quick Google here. I
Listen.
think about 18 to 22, it'd be about the window time there. Yeah, that's. I'm sorry. You won't find anyone reputable to do that for you.
I don't think anyone would do that. You'd like have to go like overseas or something.
Yeah, don't do that.
Also, don't do it. Let it be her choice. If she wants to get it done, let her be the one to bring it up to you. Please don't bring that up to your daughter. Why is she so
Yeah.
self-conscious about her chest?
Hang in there a few years.
I thought-
Body's still developing, still growing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
you're too soon.
Be supportive of her. Also, get her like a giant padded bra. Okay, they sell them at Victoria's Secret. You can go
There's
up.
options.
You can go up 2 sizes. Get her one of those.
Morning Playhouse, about halfway through, guy. I think 3 more members of the Playhouse family need some fast feedback. Today's speed therapy. Go, 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 go. What do you want to talk about? Hi.
Hi. I'm hoping some other mothers are listening and can help me out with an issue that I'm having with my daughter. She's 10 and already maturing in several ways, and she has an excessive hair issue. So she mentioned recently that she would like to go somewhere and get wax. And, she even used the word Brazilian, which is shocking and disturbing, to hear your 10-year-old come out and to say that phrase, just had to come right out of her mouth, Brazilian. So I told her that that's ridiculous and that she's way too young. And if she's really that hairy, that nobody should be seeing that for many years anyway. So she's been giving me the preteen silent treatment for about a week now. And I'm at a loss. So I'm wondering at what age mothers listening think that a wax of the, lower region is appropriate.
So we're just talking about like our private areas, correct?
I think so.
One, does she know what a Brazilian is? Like, did she just start like Googling things? 2, I thought maybe it was like she was worried about like her legs or her arms. I think you tell her, why are you worried about that? No one is going to see that. What did you see? Did you see something on social media that got this idea in your head? Where did this come from?
I assume there's other methods that
There
could be
is
done.
true. There are other ways to
Plenty of other
groom.
methods.
Yes.
So maybe explore some alternatives. I think.
But I still think even doing any sort of grooming
Yeah.
there at 10 seems young.
I feel like we got a couple of members of the fam today. They're trying to grow their kids a little fast. You're like having them grow up. A
I
little
think
fast
she
today.
doesn't want to. She even agrees. Like, that's where'd she get it from? But I would ask her, where'd you even hear that term? How do you know about
Yeah.
that?
Maybe it's a good teaching moment for you to go over some of the other ways that maybe that could be dealt with.
Yeah, or just tell her it's a little too soon.
Speed therapy, you're up.
So my issue is basically I've been married for 8 years, and I've spent all those years basically trying to figure out how to have a baby. A few years ago, my husband and I, we saw a fertility specialist, and we found out that my husband has got a very slim chance of ever getting me pregnant.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we've dealt with that news and done everything we could. We've looked into adoption, but as anyone who's ever explored that knows, it's a really long and complicated process. And you can be waiting a really, really long time before you see any progress. I want a baby. We want a baby that looks like us as much as possible. I feel like that's part of what the fun of having a kid is. It's your own child.
Have you guys done much research on IVF and all that stuff? There's a lot of options, and it doesn't necessarily need to include your husband's stuff if it can't. There's a lot of options.
So our doctor talked to us about all those other things, but I don't really want to run the risk of being an octomom if I do get fertility treatments. Like, I'm scared. Did you hear about all those stories of women that go about it with, like, well, my husband calls it the turkey baster method, but you know what I mean? Like, getting all those treatments. I just want to put the word out there that I'm looking for a man who looks like my husband to get me pregnant. And he's 6'3", he's got like an average build, sandy blonde hair, brown eyes, kind of a pale complexion, really cute, like freckles right on his face.
Are you trying to use this as an opportunity to look for a man to sleep with? Does your husband know you're talking to us right now?
Oh, yeah, he does. And he is fine with it. I mean, like, we could wait for adoption. We could take the gamble with the turkey baster thing. We could
Stop
look
calling
on
it
the
that.
internet, on Craigslist, or put an ad out there. But, like, I'm hoping that with you guys and your help, I can find this.
I think there's probably
a pool of guys who are local, who are willing to spend some time with me and then could, like, help us out. And then we could get a lawyer, to write up something that'll guarantee that you don't have any sort of financial responsibility for the baby, that nobody basically ever has to know. As far as the world's concerned, and as far as that child is concerned,
so
my husband will be the father.
I don't know if we're probably the right venue for what you're thinking. So in the spirit of speed therapy, a couple of bullet points for you. One, I don't know if that's really the best way to do that. Two, there's a lot of like Facebook groups and stuff like that about IVF and fertility stuff. I think maybe if you kind of had a meeting of minds with some other people going through some things, that would be a benefit to you. I don't know if finding a 6'3", sandy blonde, brown and eyes, pale, freckled guy in Fargo that just wants to hook up with you and try to impregnate
That's
you.
what it sounds like.
I don't know if that's really the best way to go.
The way you're going about this, like I understand wanting kids, but like, why are you calling it the turkey baster? I don't like that. I don't like that you're soliciting for people. Aren't there like guys who donate?
Yeah. Yep.
And then there's like a little profile that kind of describes them.
Yep.
I would go that way. Like, you're going through a reputable business, right?
There's been some medical screening done
Yes.
there, right?
Health-wise.
They've already agreed to donate this, so you don't have to do you're talking about lawyers and stuff.
And I'm sorry, like, are you thinking of like having like a one-night stand? Is your husband there? There's a lot going on.
And who says it takes the one time?
That's true, too.
You've been trying for 8 years. That's not really how that generally works for anybody. So I'm thinking that's not a great idea.
Yeah, I don't know how to deal with this whole thing.
You'd essentially have to have like a side relationship that was entirely physical with this person that you've chosen. For who knows how long.
And your husband is okay with this?
She said so.
I don't know.
Yeah. We could probably sit on that one for longer. I don't know if that's in the spirit of speed therapy. That seems like
I can't.
I think that sounds like a 20-minute conversation. Speed therapy, your last today, actually.
Well, I'm getting married later this winter to a really wonderful man. And he was married once before and has 2 kids from that previous relationship. And the kids are 5 and 8, and both of them are girls. He's a great father to them, and I know he loves them very much. But if there is an issue in our relationship, it's that I've never felt very comfortable around these children. I'm not good with kids. I have never wanted kids. It's not something that interests me, right? So, he seems to understand this, and he's agreed that the 2 of us will never try to have kids together. But what we have never really talked about is, like, to what extent his children will be in our lives after we're married.
What?
And to be completely honest, one of the worst weekends that we've ever had together is when his kids stayed over, and it was the 4 of us, and the girls were terrors. The 8-year-old despises me, and I'm certain that she does things just to get under my skin. She'll scream and run off when I ask her to do things. And, to be honest, if he had custody of these children, I would have never come back after that weekend. I just those little girls,
I guess I'm just kind of confused why you'd even marry somebody if this is how you feel about their children.
Well, they're not there all the time. And honestly, I'm just hoping I can ask him to keep these children out of our life.
What?
If he wants to go to his ex's house to visit the children and bring gifts on holidays, I understand that. But I don't want anything to do with these kids. And I don't want them in our home. I don't want to have a relationship with them. I don't want these little ghosts of his past, to haunt our life together. I want them erased from his life as far as he and I are concerned, honestly.
These are somebody's kids we're talking about. You do know that's his children, right?
I understand that. I mean, but they're not there full time, And look, to be honest with you, the kids look like his ex. And I don't want him thinking of her every time these kids are around.
Oh, my God.
How is he supposed to move on with the constant reminder in these little girls' faces?
You have no business marrying this person.
Girls look so much like their mom. I mean, they are an exact replica of her. So my question is...
Oh, no, I don't think we need it. I think we have enough.
Have any other people...
No, I got to let you go. I'm not comfortable with the things that are coming out of your mouth. I'm sorry. I do appreciate you listening and want to participate, but I don't like this.
No, and... Does your soon-to-be husband know your feelings towards his kids? Because you said he understands that you don't want kids, of your own.
Of
you guys are
theirs,
not
yeah,
going to be
together.
having your own kids together. But I think he still accepts or is hoping that you're going to be respectful and loving and caring and nurturing of his kids. And the way you're talking about them, you sound like a villain from a Disney movie, like an evil stepmother.
Does. It literally sounds like Cinderella or something gross. I feel pretty confident that if you had an honest conversation with him, like what you seem to be open to have with us, I think your problem would be resolved in the fact that I don't think you'd be getting married this winter,
I don't think so either. And obviously the kids are going to look like, they look just like the mother. Well, she's their mother.
Well, and so they come over and they spend time with their dad as they should, and he's got the relationship that he has, but they will grow and they'll be adult children and they'll have kids of their own. It's not like this goes, that's forever. That's forever.
Someone said she needs to leave him. These are his kids. He needs to run. I agree. You need to let these feelings out to your husband. What do you expect? What do you mean? I want to know what the involvement is going to be. It's going to be the same involvement. He's going to be their dad. Yeah. You just want him to ditch them for you. You're nuts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have that ring on your finger had you ever said any of these things.
Yeah.
So it's pretty grody.
Here's what's coming up next